Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, it has really been a slow day. Bitcoin has been trending a little lower, but not much, and is still in the support area. So we have no new scenario or anything. The parameters are still very much active, very much alive. And yeah, let's talk about the structure again. The idea is still that Bitcoin is in an ending diagonal to the upside. Yeah, you can count that in different ways. You can also count it as an Elliott Wave triangle here, which I suggested in the previous video as another possibility, but it doesn't really matter. It's a purely academic discussion here because it is the same invalidation point. If you count this as an Elliott Wave triangle, it's basically the same. It's basically the same. The same invalidation point. So it doesn't make any difference. Okay. So I see it as an ending diagonal. My view is it just adheres a little bit better to the fib levels. So what we're dealing with is potential completion of a fourth wave correction here on the 14th of November. Possibly now a 5-wave move to the upside in the making, but Bitcoin can't really get off the ground, okay? Can't really get off the ground, but also doesn't really want to break down. It looks toppy up there, which is no surprise. I mean, what are we talking about? We've got 5 waves up, basically, okay? But on the smallest time frames here, it seems likely that we push a little higher. But if you consider the entire move of the 11th of September, I mean, most of it is done, okay? So I don't know, 90% of the move is done, okay? We get a little bit more. I suggested in previous videos I wouldn't really trade this, at least not aggressively. The reason is that it's just the last bit, most likely, of that correction. And you see it right now why I suggested that, because the price action is extremely choppy. Extremely choppy, extremely sloppy. We saw it coming. We did highlight that the move up here is most likely, an ending diagonal. What does that mean? That means the subwaves are corrective. If the subwaves are corrective, you have to expect headwinds all the time, unexpected twists and turns, deep corrections, sometimes shallow corrections. Yeah, just corrective chaos, basically. And to trade that manually, well, it takes a lot of patience. Profits aren't great, and you risk getting chopped up. However, I would still anticipate at the moment further upside throughout the week, within the week. But obviously Bitcoin needs to turn around here in this yellow support area. So the idea would be, okay, let's say we are in the 5th wave of this larger degree first wave. Then this was a wave 1. This was a wave 2. The wave 3 is still in the making. We should then get a 4 and a 5. Within the 3rd wave, we have an ABC structure. The A wave is done. The B wave is done. And basically, we're now tracking the C wave, which would be a 5-wave move. If this is the C wave, then we have completed already, and I go to the 1-hour chart now, then we have completed already a wave 1, which might have topped here around 38,450. The wave 2 might just be in the making. It's just in the making, but needs to hold, and that's very important now. Needs to hold the 78.6 retracement level at 36,216. We talked about that level extensively in the last few videos. So if you watched the last few videos, you know about that level. Again, that is not the invalidation point of the current scenario. So the scenario isn't dead. So the uptrend isn't dead if we break below that level, but it's a major warning. And typically the setups do fail when this fib level breaks. But the invalidation point is just underneath. It's at 35,670. So at the latest, when that level breaks, we have clarity that this scenario, as it is here, is not playing out. So I still at the moment would anticipate further upside throughout the week, just because the wave count would suggest it. But the wave count also tells me when a different scenario has to be considered primarily. Let me just shift that across here. When a different scenario needs to be considered, and that is the case if we break below that yellow support area. Okay, so Bitcoin at the moment shows no sign of recovery. I highlighted to you in previous videos, we need to see at least a break above the X wave high it is at 37,820. It's the high that was made on Sunday, yeah, the end of the triangle basically. And until we break above that level, the trend is down, okay? The local trend is down. So I'm watching for a reversal here. I mean, we've already passed the 100% extension level. That's a key target for such a Y wave. The next key level is the 61.8 retracement at 36,680. And below that, we've got 36,480, the 1.618 extension level. So pay attention to these levels. And for a potential turnaround here, we're also approaching this ascending trend line, which was broken briefly twice, okay, but the price always recovered. So cannot rule out that we do that again. It's just very choppy up here. And it looks very toppy, yeah, because a larger wave 2 is around the corner. But yeah, let's see. As long as support is holding, we treat it like that. What happens if we break support? Well, my first view would be, or the first alternative I'm going to explore would be the reset of this wave 4, that it never finished here on the 14th of November, but indeed wave 4 is still in the making, and then we can still get another extension a little later. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links for those in the video description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.